We are live.
Yes.
Here we go. Welcome, everybody, to 22 Words. We're talking about tools for the modern dad today. I'm Robbie. This is Jason.
Hey.
And today, basically, we're going to go through a bunch of curated products that we discovered together so that we can help you out with your Father's Day present shopping experience. Jason.
Absolutely. So here's what I did. I went on Amazon and I found tools that were unique, that were fun and actually worked better than their regular version. Like we have one tool we're going to show you and we'll pull it out and you'll be like, that's a regular thing. But then it does a bunch more stuff that the regular version doesn't do. It's like when they added wheels to like luggage.
Oh, yeah.
And people used to just carry their luggage around the airport, and then everybody went, oh, we could put wheels on this.
We can drag it.
Why didn't we do this so much like long ago? And so this is what we've done. We found tools with things like that. It's like, wow, seems so obvious, and now this is so much better. So I'm really into tools. As you can tell, this is my garage, actually.
Wait, so like, what's your history on tools? Like, when did you get into tools? Because I am very naive about tools. I probably don't know tools enough that I should, but
I started out when I was 17, working for my dad's company. He was a construction general contractor, and I was just framing up houses for him.
Nice.
And I loved it. And it's just so fun to make something from nothing, or a stack of materials turn into something useful. I love that.
Yeah, my usefulness is in the kitchen. So if you
Master
ask me,
chef.
if you ask me what type of screwdriver, I would be like, I don't know.
Unless it's a cocktail.
All right, let's get going on our first product today. This will be our wristband, which I actually like this product a lot. Boom.
Yeah, this thing is really neat. And this is like just what I was talking about a minute ago, that it's why didn't I have this? Because whenever I'm working on my truck or the motorcycle behind me, inevitably all these little pieces just end up everywhere. And then I've got extra hardware and I'm like, where did that go? Or it rolled under something. This solves that completely. And I thought, this seems a little, to be honest, when I first looked at it, I'm like, is this silly? And then I tried it and it's not at all. I actually really like this thing.
I like this thing a lot. I think the aesthetic of it is really super cool.
Oh yeah, not the aesthetic. I was just like, would I really use this? And then I was remembering when I pulled my grill off the front of my truck to repaint some parts of it, and then I put it all back together, and I had I'm like, where's that screw? And I was searching everywhere for 20 minutes for the screw that I needed.
I'm the king of losing bits to everything I put together in the living room.
Oh man, yeah. So here's what you do. You wrap it on there. You can see in that video a little bit there. And it just fits like that.
That's super cool.
Yeah. And then it's really a strong magnet. You can just drop these guys on it.
Oh, it's so sick.
So this completely eliminates the need to buy your dad a tie for Father's Day.
Nice.
Don't do that. Buy this instead. It's going to be a lot more fun and useful, and he'll think of you every time he uses it.
Nice. And plus, it's like useful around the house. Anytime you're building, everybody knows when you're building IKEA furniture and you have a million of those little bags of screws in it.
Yes.
I tend to lose at least 2 or 3 of them, which makes an absolute disaster of building these things correctly. So this thing is very, very useful around the house. And I guess for building cars or whatever you're doing in the garage, like anytime you have a lot of loose bits, this is absolutely a good decision, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of, you know, they have that telescoping magnet where you can reach down and retrieve a piece of something. This eliminates the need for that because you never ended up losing it in the first place.
Nice.
So there's no need to go digging deep in the engine compartment for yourself.
And I think dads are going to like this because like it's super useful for anything that you're doing around the house that you need to bring out the toolbox. So like, why not have this? You know what I mean? I think that's going to be an actual really good present for Father's Day.
Plus sort of a stylish, you know, Thor-like.
It looks good on too. Like I could wear that out to like, you know, the bar with loose bits on my wrist.
Yeah. Anybody need some bits?
That is actually awesome. Maybe throw the QR code. So just in case you're trying to do some shopping for this, this is what this is. This is the Rack Magnetic Wristband. You can check it out in our carousel below. Anything that we feature today, of course, is in our carousel below. Please click on it. And if you like it, please buy it. These are really awesome selected gifts for Father's Day. So,
and it's just the right amount of magnetism. It isn't super tight where you're trying to pry it off, but it's tight enough to where it's going to hold even a large, heavy bit like this one right here.
Yeah, exactly.
And it'll hang on to it.
How much bits do you think you can put on that thing at capacity?
You can load it up. There's these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like 5 strips that have magnets underneath them.
That's really super cool.
Yeah, so it'll hold a bunch more than I've got on here.
And lightweight screws too as well. And obviously you can keep everything organized on your wrist too, which is probably super important when you're dealing with a lot of different bits on the ground.
You may be thinking, hey, this isn't going to hold aluminum screws. Aluminum screws are pretty dang rare because they're too soft. So
I didn't even think about that.
These things are all going to be magnetized to it. So the vast majority of stuff you're going to be working with, it will work with.
Nice.
You won't have a problem. And then when you're done with it, you can take this here, all this off here. And because it is magnetic, you can see over here, I've got, well, maybe you can't. I've got this machine right here, this manufacturing machine, that it will just stick right to.
Oh, wow. And we will explain to what that machine is later.
Yeah. It's a time machine.
It's a time machine. Yeah. We've been building a time machine.
Well, you know, the tricky part is always the flux capacitor. I cannot sort that out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like this thing. I'm actually going to keep wearing it now while we're doing this.
All right. So next product. This is a good product. Check it out in the carousel below, of course. And let's move on to what I think. I have featured this product before, and I still absolutely love it. This is our portable vacuum cleaner. This thing is for your car, but you can also use it for tight spaces around the house or whatever. It comes with 5 different accessories. And not only does it blow out, but you can do reverse, and you can blow in and suck in. There's an adapter for this, and you can actually suck out dust and stuff like that come in between your keyboard or whatnot. But this thing has a lot of power. We have been using this to death around the house nonstop. Of course, he is a clean car freak, so this gets all the nooks and crannies and the dog hair and the crumbs that I actually put in.
Wilson, come here. See this guy right here? He wants to show us his chicken. Come here, baby. This little guy right here is a golden retriever, and so you can barely see his head. He is the hairiest guy everywhere. He's like dashboard confessional. His hair is everywhere.
And their snacks and their treats.
Oh my goodness, there's so many crummies, and this thing really cleaned out my truck amazingly. I love this because it is, like you said, you can turn around and make a blower as well, but it also has little brushes and stuff, and it's basically a dust buster, but there it is back, buddy. It's a dust buster, but what they wanted dust busters to be and couldn't handle it in the 80s.
This is super easy to clean. Everything takes apart. You literally could just dump it apart, whatever. Like that.
It pops right off. And there's a filter in there that you can clean out real easy. And that keeps it real nice and tidy. And it actually has really decent suck power.
Yeah,
it's decent. It's really good. And it is way better than, I remember those dust busters. My friend's mom had
they were huge.
They were huge.
And you had to have a cord to it. Well, they were cordless after a while, weren't they?
And the airflow on them was like just a gentle breeze.
It would do nothing.
It would do nothing. I actually did use this as a blower on my dashboard because when all our windows are down, his little Goldie fluff goes and coats the dashboard. You can see it. There it is. There's some right there. Got it. And so I just used it as get all the little crevices. I put all the windows down and just blew all that hair out of there. It was amazing.
Nice.
Yeah, I like this thing. Would recommend. And this definitely makes our list of things that we bought and went, okay, wait, let's be critical of it and make sure it's really, really good. And I really like this one.
Yeah. I've seen it viral on TikTok, and I was like, let me check this out. And it's got a lot of power to it, and it's super easy to charge. It charges super fast overnight, literally. But for the car and cleaning the car, as you see in the video, it cleans pretty much anything, and it gets into little nooks and crannies and the cracks of things really easy, and it's super easy to clean. And your dad is going to love this little present because who doesn't want their car cleaned all the time?
So, you can see in the video that this is a 44-second video, but in reality, I was using that for over an hour to get all those shots, and I was just running it, and it still was not out of juice.
I know. Michael Gonzalez is in the trap. Oh, I wonder if I can use this to dust Legos. That is a really good question, Michael, and I'm pretty sure you can dust anything with this, but dusting Legos is very specific, and I think
it's very specific. It does have a little brush on the end of it that I think you can see in some of the get between the keyboards and stuff. But yeah, I like that, and it's a USB-C charge, so I actually leave it. There it goes.
There it is.
It's trying to run away and do work. But it actually is a USB-C charger, and so I just leave it in the truck and charge it in there.
Yeah, so check this out. This is the portable mini car vacuum cleaner, and you can see it in our carousel below. Please click on it and check that out. It's a great gift for Father's Day. Let's move on.
And that again is like another one of those things that where we got a lot more stuff than we're showing here, because some stuff we're like, no, this isn't really for us. But these are the ones that actually really stood out, and when you get in the mail, or Amazon delivered, you're gonna be like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah,
this is fun.
Yeah, and it's easy to put away, and it doesn't take up a lot of space, which is great. All right, Michael. So as you know, I probably spend most of my time in the kitchen, and since it was Memorial Day this weekend, which we had an amazing time, I got us the barbecue baster set, and it looks like kind of like whatever, but on the grill, first of all, this little plate here protects your hand from heat coming in if you're grilling. I in the video am making beef ribs in the stove, but I wanted to also show you, like, it's pretty deep for a lot of sauces or whatnot. This is a really good fiber baster thing for smooth basting on your ribs or whatnot. But this little piece is important. I think your dad would like this. Plus, I like the logo, and I like the aesthetic of it. It's super heavy. It's actually easy to heat too, so you can keep your barbecue sauce or whatever sauce you're using in this warm at all times. But we made some really good ribs this weekend, and I actually enjoyed using this. And I love painting my sauces on, not to be cheesy, but yeah.
Yeah, and it's not the fiber brushes, it's silicone, so it stays really clean, cleans up in the dishwasher real good, and doesn't leave those little fuzzies behind.
Yeah, exactly. Which can also get onto your meat too as well.
Yeah, and then your guests think you have hair on your meat, and you just have a bristle from your brush. So that's not good. So it doesn't do that.
Yeah, but what I do love about it is it does protect your hand from heat if you're actually grilling on a grill or whatnot, or in hot spaces. So that really actually protects you, and it's also splatter proof too as well. So you're not getting a bunch of stuff on your hand when you're making ribs. And I actually enjoyed making my beef ribs this weekend. Everybody, the secret to beef ribs is adding mustard first and then your seasoning. That's all I'm going to say. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't do that before. You showed me that, and I thought that's pretty cool. It does add a little. It's unexpected.
It is unexpected, but it just helps, and it helps make the meat taste a lot better. But anyways, this is the Bellaman barbecue baster. You can get this in our carousel below, and this is also another great idea for a Father's Day gift, because I'm sure the father is going to love to be barbecuing around the grill.
No need for socks.
No.
Does that have a QR or something? How does that work?
Yes, I'm going to build the QR code
okay.
like this.
Now, again, this is another one of those things where this is the one that passed the tests when we got it, and we went, oh, okay, this is actually really good. And every single item on here was one of those items where you're like, I don't have any notes for this. This is exactly just good. So I like that one.
It was a great buy, and it's a great price on Amazon. And I'm actually going to use this a lot coming up for 4th of July or whatever weekend we're going to barbecue on. So super easy to clean, really good material. So I think check this out in the carousel below. This is the Bellaman baster set. Nice. Let's move on. How was your Memorial Day anyhow? We did a lot of things this weekend.
Yeah, it was very nice.
Talking about traveling, if you travel this weekend, our next little present here would be our oversized duffel bag. This bag is sick. Yeah. This is a really super good buy that we found on Amazon, and I'm not going to joke with you. This is a really nice bag.
Now, it looks like it could be leather, but it's actually canvas, and it's better than leather in my opinion, because it's what it does is it is water resistant, because they coat it with wax. And so you're going to have this, like you can see on the video, I think I'm packing up for my motorcycle trip there. You get rained on. It happens. It's no fun, but you don't want your luggage getting wet inside. And this stuff is water resistant. So I really like this. So here's what I've packed. I packed my Charles Dickens Great Expectations because I'm pretentious, but really inside there's just an issue of Jughead. And then I still had room for my camera, got all kinds of stuff. I feel like Mary Poppins. I'm just going to pull all kinds. There's a lampshade in here.
This bag is huge.
My boots. I've got a bunch of changes of clothes in here. I've got postcards I can send people. I have my sweater. It has a bunch of more stuff in here. I'm going to show you specifically. I've got my alarm clock because I don't trust my phone, I guess. I have my hoodie.
I love the straps on it too.
My underoos. Okay, and the point of emptying that out was that this right here, you can see on this other camera here.
Put this camera on.
Yeah. This right here inside, you can see there's a separate zipper for a separate compartment. And then when you rotate the other way, there are two other little open compartments that you can slide things into. And it has an extra liner inside. The zippers are all heavy duty, so they're not going to catch. And I stuffed this thing completely full. And as you can see in the video, I think a little earlier, it'll pop up again on the rotation. I was able to zipper it closed easily without having to struggle, even though there was a lot of tension on it because it's a heavy duty zipper. So I like this thing. I bought this thing with my own money. For me, it was my own money. I used your credit card, but it was still, in a way, okay, well, not my own money, but your own money. And this right over here, you notice there's an external compartment, but look, this is a magnetic snap. So you don't have to actually undo these guys. They snap. And
the quality of it is really high end, actually, for the price of this bag. I mean, this is a really good find, especially if you have a gym bag that you want to look stylish on. But this thing is not going to be ripping. It's not going to get mildewy. It's not going to get stinky.
No.
It looks like you can walk around New York with it. You can wear a nice outfit with it, so you can put your gym clothes in it or whatnot.
Yeah, that's true.
Like the fact that you can strap it to your motorcycle and it's like I think that's like absolutely super cool.
Right.
How did you strap it to?
Yeah, that brings up a good question. So this, first of all, I use the shoulder strap over my back seat. You can see on the video, it's going to come up in a second. But also, it has these supplementary anchors down here. So what I do is I use a little tether that I have that I can ratchet tight, and then those two heavy duty anchors hold it down to the rack on the back of my bike.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I like this one. I'm going to keep this forever and ever, and I think it's going to last me many years.
It's going to be really useful.
Oh man, it's awesome, and it's a good deal too. You'll be surprised.
I mean, I already liked it so much. I sent one to my dad already, and he
loved
it. Yeah.
I wish we'd saved that picture. That was funny. He sent a funny picture of him.
That's nice. Check out the oversized travel duffel bag. It's waterproof. It's in the carousel below. That is a super, super good present for dad. Father's Day coming up. So let's move on.
Oh, and call back to this magnetic wrist thing. I reached in there, unloaded stuff, bumped stuff, and nothing happened.
Yeah,
they all stayed on.
To it. That's a good product.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, let's do this. Next is our Vampires, which this is something I am not knowledgeable. This is your field.
Oh, yes. The Vampires. I like them. Okay, this is the one I was talking about before that I found, and I thought maybe this will be cool. And I got it at home, and I took it apart. And look at this here. Let me show you there close. Look at the way the teeth are there. They're completely different than regular pliers. And it's called Vampires. They're made in Japan, and they are very precise. And so what happens is, you can see in that video, I'm just yanking stuff out left and right. Look at that little tiny nub of a screw.
Oh, that's cool.
That screw broke because I was, just trying to make it as difficult as possible. And because it has so many different angled, little biters on it, that it just came right out. It was really good. It also has this slight angle on its head, so that when you're trying to pull a screw out like this, it's really easy to angle and get a good bite. It also has a wire cutter, which a lot of pliers do have that, but I've never seen a set of pliers with an additional set of teeth behind, and with these teeth going every which way, that going against each other. That makes all the difference in the world.
And these type of pliers technically called Vampires, or is this just the brand?
I think that's just their brand. I think they're trying to say it bites hard.
Okay, that makes sense, because I am the king of especially using the wrong nails and screws for everything, and then nailing it into something, and then either overscrewing, or what do you call it when you screw something badly, or I can never take them out. So this is actually something for everybody around the house who actually messes up doing that kind of stuff.
Right. And if you're anything like me, your name is Jason, and you are 6'4" in your dreams, and you also very, very often find yourself stripping a screw. And then what do? They have some that'll kind of help you extract it, but this is just such a simple, easy solution because it grabs a hold of anything.
Yeah.
And the angle they've done it with, you can get a lot of pressure. If you so even with a little tiny bit, see, again, look at that. At a small amount, there that we have on screen on that video we did yesterday. It's a small amount I was grabbing.
And that was a huge screw too.
Yeah, and then there's this one here. This was a decent sized screw, but I broke it, which shows the strength of it. I know we talked about this, but then there's that little nub again that I was able to get
the
out.
nub out like that. That's impressive.
It was like about between a 1/16 and an eighth of an inch sticking out is all it was. And it was enough to grab it and pull it out.
Nice.
So,
so this is definitely a must need that you need in your tool collection anytime.
You buy this as a gift for someone, they're going to remember it because it's unique and it's really effective.
And it lasts for a long time, I'm assuming.
It is. I'm super glad it's in my collection. I don't know why I'm putting it back in the package, because I think maybe just to keep it pretty. I don't know. I love it. And I got to give it to him for the marketing. That's pretty funny. A good name and a really good tool.
Yeah, it might seem like a minute gift for people who don't really know about tools, but for somebody who is actually in the garage and working all the time, I'm assuming this is very, very, very important to have.
I have regular pliers, and they only have the lines that go that way on the teeth, and it makes all the difference in the world. You cannot get things twisted out, and these will just be a much better. It was like before, I was talking about wheels on luggage.
Yes,
it's such a simple evolution of the engineering, but it is actually really good.
Nice.
Yeah. So yay.
Check this out in the carousel below. Of course, this is part of our products for Father's Day gifts. And let's move on. Hello, Hilda, for starting to follow us. Thank you for the follow. Please follow and like and send us as much comments as possible. If anybody has any questions with any of the products that we're presenting today, please send us some messages. Let's do some talking.
And for people that are just joining, I do want to restate, these are things we specifically picked and did a quality check on. This is not us being sent something by saying some company. None of these companies sent us this and asked us to promote them. These were paid for, and then we went, are these really good? And these are the cream of the crop that we like for Father's Day.
Yes, for sure. All right. Next thing on our list is our tool bag, which I love this little product.
Oh, this thing's dope. Okay. At first glance, this is Work Pros. And here I have some wire strippers and stuff. But Work Pro is not a brand that I recognized when I was looking at this on Amazon. But then I saw it had a lot of really good reviews, like real legit reviews. And so I almost didn't get it because I was like, well, I know Husky, I know DeWalt, maybe, but I went ahead and ordered it. I'm actually really glad I did, because this is an elevated tool bag. It has all the stitching is heavy duty. They're using really heavy duty nylon.
Nice.
All of the compartments on the exterior keep you from just having a pile of tools inside, and you're like, where is that? That's at the bottom. Yeah. So it's really good to organize. The zipper is definitely elevated. It's super heavy duty. Nice. That's not going to kink up. And then it also held a bunch of stuff. These are really random items from my tool chest. I don't think there's a single job that I would do that needs a file and a spray paint can, but whatever. And here's a pair of boring old pliers that I probably will never use again because I'm going to be using those other ones, the Van pliers. Just look at all this stuff. And this wasn't even full.
Nice.
And more. And I didn't even fill that up. So I probably could have put, realistically, 60% more stuff in there, and it would have been fine.
You could have put your entire hammer collection in there, which you have a very extensive.
I don't know what it is. I go into Home Depot and I look at the wall and I'm like, those are pretty. And I buy one. I have 2 framing hammers. Nobody needs 2 framing.
How many hammers do you have all together?
Oh, it's kind of ridiculous. I think I have 6.
Jeez.
But that counts the mallets too. So,
Yes, this is a really nice bag. Does this bag come in different colors? I did not check, but
I don't remember. I just liked the black and the red, so I went that direction.
Very nice. And it doesn't look impenetrable, so obviously you can't stab through it or anything like that.
Yeah,
really nice.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely
comes
thick.
with a strap.
Yeah, it does have a shoulder strap, and boop, 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 boop. I think the main thing is this is you can say, oh, this is just a tool bag. Calm down. Well, no, it's a tool bag that is by a company that I didn't recognize, and maybe a lot of you don't because it's not a household name, but they are trying. And when sometimes you get these companies that are actually making something special, they're hidden. They're just kind of a secret.
Yeah.
They're just right there in plain sight, like a movie that you're like, nah, I don't know about the cover of that movie. I'm not going to watch it. And then it's one of the best movies you ever seen.
They're blowing up on Amazon right now. So this
Yeah.
is definitely a top seller. So I would definitely say pick this up for Father's Day. Father will love this.
Yeah.
It's a great little aesthetic on it. It's like great quality. I love the logo. I think it's a great bag.
Yeah, it's a great bag. And to me, I just want a bag that will, last, and I think this one I'm still going to be using in 25 years.
Nice.
Yeah, this is good stuff.
Nice. Check it out. Carousel below. Let's move on to our next product here. Our next product, which is absolutely nuts, is our wood saw.
Oh, yeah. If you are the kind of person who likes to do things manually, or you want a really precise cut. Now, obviously, I have a miter saw over there, but sometimes there's a precise cut that I want to do. Like, for instance, if you're cutting some baseboard, you need a flexible blade. I would use this because this will give you a super precise cut. I want to be careful with it because this Japanese blade is sharp. So it has a fine tooth side. See how flexible it is? That's what you really want, because if you're doing a cut along, a piece of wood coming down here, you want to cut out for your baseboard or something, or a trim that's already installed, you can do that with this. But you can also, and you can see in that video, you can just cut through a board with it really quick, like butter. Here's the difference between this and a regular, saw, a hand saw. This one not only has a fine tooth, or a coarse tooth and a fine tooth, but it also, look how I'll pull it up close to this image. Look how the blades, the teeth only go one direction. That is very intentional and a way elevated saw.
Interesting.
Now look at my video here. You can see I have this old DeWalt saw that I've used to use. And you can see the teeth, you can't really see, but the teeth on the DeWalt saw go every which way. So it cuts on the push and the pull, which actually makes it like really chewy, and like it just chews up the wood and doesn't give you a precise line. And it also it's very hard to control and make it even. Or if you drew a line on the wood, it's very hard to land it right there. Once you're done, you're always going to be a little off. So with this, what you do is you just pull cut.
Interesting.
It only cuts on the pull. And then when you're pushing forward, it's sliding smoothly. And then when you're pulling back, which is where you have better control for precision, that's the only way it's cut.
So I guess that I'm assuming that this like shreds the wood less, so then you can get a nice cleaner cut.
It's true. Yeah. And you can see that it's not even shredding it at all. It's grabbing and dragging a perfectly straight line out of the wood, instead of doing what some of these other, you see them in the background. I have another handsaw, Stanley. It has these teeth. They're just like, rah, rah, rah.
Now, what would you use this compared to a handsaw? Like, I would have never assumed in a hardware store that I would pick this up if I was cutting wood than like a handsaw. Like, why would
you mean like a power saw?
Like a power saw or something.
Well, okay. If you're going to use this for some precision wood here, like, where did I put it? I had a nice piece that I was going to cut. It's for shelving, and I want a really, really clean line. Mm-hmm. And also, there is a certain kind of carpenter who really takes like pride in doing things by hand. Mm-hmm. So I can appreciate that too. But the teeth on you can get finer teeth miter saws. That's the big ones that you go like this. But it's just never going to be quite as precise, particularly if you have something that you need to cut against where you need a flexible blade.
Okay.
Or if you just want to build something and you're really into carpentry and you want to do it all by hand, that's just, I think that's brilliant.
So for a Father's Day gift for dads out there who are actually like
woodworking
guys,
yeah.
This would be like the prestige present right here.
Exactly. And this is easily 100% better than a regular handsaw. Nice. Because of that pull thing that I was talking about, where it only cuts on the pull.
Nice.
And that's what you want.
Now, like, I see that you have both sides. Is this side for cutting for something, a different material than this side, or would this be like a different kind of wood, or would this like?
Well, this is if you're maybe have lumber that you're trying to cut and you want kind of a quick, a little bit quicker, but a rougher cut.
Okay.
And this right over here would be finish cut. So the blade, the teeth are closer together. And so when you do that line, like you can see in the video, I'm using pressure treated wood as a demo, which is really silly. It was just junk wood I was going to throw away. I didn't want to waste any lumber that I was going to keep. So I used that. So that I would use the rough, version of. But if I'm over here cutting out shelving or something that I want to look really pretty, I would use the fine teeth side.
Nice.
Yeah. So There you go.
I love the handle. I love that it's lightweight too. You just wouldn't think that this would actually cut through wood, but like watching you in the video the other day, I was like, wow, that actually, you cut that really easy, which was super impressive.
Super fast. I was impressed by that too, and that's what made us pass it to this video. It is a Japanese blade, and it's just amazing for being awesome at blades. and so you can see all of the engineering that went into it. And I don't know what compound of metal this is or what mixture they used, but I saw through that nasty board right there, and it was unfazed. Like the blades,
like you cut through it so fast. I was really impressed.
It was just super. We sped it up a little bit there, but it was easily twice as fast as the DeWalt.
Wow.
And the DeWalt wasn't, ruined. It wasn't like old.
And it's super easy to assemble, I'm assuming, too, as well.
That's something to keep in mind, that there's a bolt right there, and it comes in 2 pieces. All you want to do is really torque that tight, because you don't want it to be pivoting on you.
Yeah.
You want to torque this guy real nice and tight. And but it's super easy. Just take a little wrench and your screwdriver on the other eye and go, and you're good to go. Yeah. This one I'm super excited about having in my collection. I really love it. And it is designed and manufactured in Japan, but you wouldn't know it from the cost.
Yeah, so if dad is a woodworker or somebody who deals with wood a lot, this is the present for Father's Day. This is actually a really good present. I love that.
Yeah, I like it.
Nice.
That one passes.
Well, we just finished our thing. Let's do a little review for everybody so we can show what we did. So the first item today, of course, everybody, everything that we're selling today or showing on the example is in below in our little carousel. Just please click on it or give me a shout out or a hello. And we're going to do a little quick recap of everything that we just showed today. First is our wristband, which this is dope.
Still got it on.
Nice.
Still haven't lost anything. I've been not thinking about it and bonking it and gesturing it, and everything's still there.
It's a cool aesthetic, easy to put on.
Mm-hmm.
Easy for those little bits that you lose all around if you're working underneath the car or working or building things in the house. This is like a bit saver. I probably need this because I lose screws all the time. Anything that I'm doing, I'm absolutely ridiculous at.
Plus, having a wristband, I feel a little bit like an Avenger or something. I don't know superhero movies.
If you had 2 of them, then
oh my gosh, the powers would be gained.
All right, next, of course, is our portable vacuum cleaner. This thing is awesome. Sucks through everything. Comes with loads of attachments. It's easy to charge. You can actually blow in and blow out. There's an attachment for both of those. This gets into the nooks and crannies of your car. It's easy for little dust things around your house. Yeah. Super easy to clean.
USB-C charger, anything will work. And with my truck's little outlet, it was charged, I think, in like 40 minutes or something. Yeah, and I used it for over an hour on one charge, actually, running. And it was like, at the very end, I'm like, oh, you're starting to get a little sleepy. But that's an hour. It was amazing.
Especially for a hand vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
It lasts forever. And this actually is super easy to store because it's not that big. So, and super lightweight.
This may not apply to everybody, but these colors do match the interior of my truck. So that was important to me.
There you go. All right. Next on the list, we had our barbecue baster, which I love this. I'm a cooker. And this is a really super simple gift for the barbecue, for the dads who like to be at the grill. This is a heat resistant plate, so your hands don't get burnt if you're cooking over the grill. We have this little like microfiber thing that's it's not microfiber, but it's silicone. Silicone base for basing or whatever like that. Really deep cup, and it actually keeps your barbecue sauce heated nicely and evenly throughout the night until you're done with it. And it's super easy to clean. Could just go into the dishwasher. This is a really good product.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And it's a really good product for dads who like to do a lot of barbecuing like me. And I'm going to be using this again because we got some pork ribs in the refrigerator, and I'm going to bake me some pork ribs this weekend.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, I'm always immediately the type of person who's like, I don't know about this. And then I saw it and I'm like, oh, that's actually really cool. Particularly if somebody is making their own barbecue sauce mixture and you're not just, taking the regular stuff and putting it in. That's cool. Then you have a mixing container and then you have a dispenser.
And it stores it too. You can just put it in the refrigerator if you don't.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But it seems like so simple, but like, for somebody who likes to grill a lot, this is an actually great accessory to have around a grill when you're cooking anything. So chicken, fish, barbecue, whatever you're doing. That is the thing here.
And once again, I want to repeat that this is not the Home Shopping Network. These are things we liked. They were not sent to us for us to boost.
These
were things
on
we picked and we curated and we loved. Yep. And not everybody made the cut.
Nice. Next is our travel duffel bag. I love this bag. I think every dad it should have this bag, or dude, in general, this is a very cool bag. I mean, like, you can pretty much stuff anything into it. It's really good material. It's waterproof.
Yeah.
Comes with straps. It has extra pockets in it that I absolutely love for your cell phone or wallet or whatnot. And then, as you see in the video, he packed it to death, was able to actually stick it to the back of your motorcycle, which was pretty impressive.
One thing we didn't mention is this comes in a bunch of different colors.
Yep.
This is cool. You get black and like this this camouflage. There's a really nice deep, almost looks like Jaguar racing green. It's really cool.
Yeah.
And I love this thing.
I mean, I'm gonna get this bag for myself too as well. But for Father's Day, I think this is a really awesome bag. And plus, you can stuff all your gifts inside it at the same time if you really wanted to. But look how deep that bag is. It's a really good, nice deep bag. Deep, good quality. It smells absolutely gorgeous for a travel bag. But it's a nice carry-on bag, and it's the actual perfect carry-on size for the airplane too as well. Just note on that if you're doing a lot of traveling. But this is a great gift. Great gift. Check it out in the carousel, please. That is a great gift for Dad. That is an awesome.
Yeah, I like these little style of buckles here. I know this is off topic here, but these little style of buckles, these are always reliable and always nice, and they pinch real good, but they're not hard to undo. I like them.
Yeah, you won't your shoulder won't come off of it when you're like walking around the airport.
No. Yeah, it's a good zipper too. No kinkies there.
I love these buckles in the front.
That's awesome. Magnetic, and it's water resistant because it's waxed canvas.
That's such a dope bag. And those are the type of bags, like, the older they get, the better they get once they age. Like,
yeah,
I mean,
because your leather parts are going to start, showing some cool character.
Yeah.
I don't hate that. I like that a lot.
All right, moving on. And then next we have our vampires.
Oh, right. Vampires.
Vampires.
These were the ones that surprised me the most, because they are just you go, oh, it's a pair of pliers. Thanks. No, these are very elevated, and they have the teeth that go, opposing directions. And you can see from the video that I'm able to pull out that nail. I can pull out that bolt, stripped screws. I even, as we said before, broke this screw here in a second accidentally. But then it was a good opportunity because I was like, oh, look at that. And now I have this tiny little, less than 1/8 of an inch nub that I've got to get out of this board. And it didn't need any more than that to bite down on it, because the angle gives you a lot of pressure. And then also the fact that it has the grooves that go both ways. If you have a regular set of pliers, the grooves just go one direction. And that is a huge step up. That is one of those things that's like, why is that not already on everything?
It's super lightweight for as much as it can do, and like how much power it actually grips. Like, it's not like heavy at all.
It's not that heavy, but it also isn't like, when I was like, you're right. It's not that heavy. So I don't know what they made it out of, but I took this blade and tried to snap a nail in half, and it didn't bother it at all. But that is a wire cutter right there. And it also has extra grooves back here. So close to the bottom of it. So yeah, I like this one. And the vampires have a good name too. I think that what they're saying is that it bites extra hard.
Yes.
And yeah.
Oh, Don, thank you for the follow. That's awesome. And next on our list is the tool bag. Another bag for the garage and storing tools in. This is really good for Dad.
This is the one that was kind of mundane looking. I thought, oh, it's a tool bag. I've seen lots of these, but it's better and elevated for several reasons. Number one, it has lots of exterior pockets, so you don't just end up with a huge mass of tools and little things inside. And a lot of them don't have that. Like, if you buy like my DeWalt screw gun, it just had no pockets on it. So it was just piled in there. But it also has a lot of room in there. But the part that was elevated particularly for me was the stitching, the density of the side walls, and the heavy duty metal zipper. Now these are heavy duty nylon, the tangs, but the zipper itself is heavy duty metal, and you got another one on the other side so you can meet them in the middle. It just does everything you want. Super simple, and I think this would fully last me 25 years. I think I'll still be using it or more.
That's a good present. And for somebody who is in the shop a lot, this is a great little bag to organize your tools and carry it around with you. Put it in the back of the car or whatnot. I absolutely love this bag. This is a great bag. It's great material. It's strong. It's durable. Stitching is awesome. check it out in the carousel below. This is a really good gift for your dad coming up for Father's Day, hands
I think
down.
every one of these tools was elevated in one way or another. It wasn't just the regular version of it. And that's why I was really pleased with this. We did a lot of research on this and found these, and every single one of them is like, oh, that's significantly better.
Yeah, they're good quality products, hands down.
Yeah, so
Dad would be impressed. All right, and my favorite, which is actually a precursor to a horror film, is the wood saw. I love this thing.
oh yeah, this guy right here is what we talked about before. It is flexible so that a lot of times you're going to be cutting, if you're installing flooring and the baseboard goes to the wrong level, or a piece of trim goes to the wrong level. This is what happened to me with this house. I put in new flooring and it was a different height than the trim on the door. So I had to cut that. This is what that's for. It doesn't damage the surface, but then you can cut that. But it's also for, if you can see in my video there, that I'm just giving an example. There I am with the DeWalt, and it's just chewing it up. And here I am with the pole saw, and it's getting a really clean, fast cut. Now, we sped that up for economy reasons, but it went through so much faster than the DeWalt
Yeah, it was
able
super
to.
clean.
And it was clean. So you got the fine teeth side and the coarse teeth side. There we go. And then the fine tooth side and the coarse tooth. Obviously, the coarse is going to cut a little bit faster, and the fine is going to be for your super fine woodwork. This is for your guy who's really into woodworking and loves doing things by hand and thinks it's cheating to do a miter power saw on absolutely everything. It's kind of cool to go back to basics there, but you have to be able to do it with precision. Otherwise, your stuff's not going to come out nice.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what this does. If you set up your line and then you do a pull, you're not cutting on the push and the pull, just the pull. And as a result, there's precision. Yeah. And you're going to get right on the line. It's going to stay just right, and you're going to get a smooth cut. So nice. That's why I like this guy. It's a Japanese blade, and it is crazy sharp. And yeah, and even after somebody commented on one of the videos about when I was cutting like pressure treated lumber, he's like, that saw is way too nice to be cutting pressure treated lumber. I'm like, you're right. I was just trying to throw that piece of metal away. That piece but it still cut it like butter, though. I mean, but it cut it like butter, and so it was kind of funny to have a gorgeous cut on a real piece of junk lumber. But if you use this on something else, like I have a shelf coming up that I'm going to be cutting, and it's super finish quality pine, and I want a really nice finish, I'm going to use that.
Nice. Yeah. Check it out in the carousel below. This is another really good gift for those dads who love woodwork. Check out this saw. And a temple tool. All right. I think that's going to wrap us up. But I want to say that this was really fun. This was our first little go at our little podcast. And we wanted to do something different to show you that there are other alternatives for tools and stuff like that if you don't understand this little sector, for your dad for Father's Day or whatnot. So I think this is actually helpful because, I mean, some people struggle with gifts for giving for their dad. I know I struggle with it. My dad is actually not really that much into tools, but he's into vacuum cleaners. He's into, basting for barbecues and stuff like that. And he's into travel bags. And
you got him that travel bag.
Yeah, I did actually give him that travel bag. And then like some dads like tools and saws and stuff like that. So if you're ever looking for something specific that that your dad does, this was the podcast for you to find those kind of like products.
And don't buy
socks and ties.
Don't do it. Like, there's so many cool things out there that are in a lot of cases cost less than and are so much more enjoyable than a tie.
Exactly. And we'll be back here, probably a weekly thing. We're going to start to like switch it up and doing maybe some attachments that we can do for trucks and things around motorcycles and other things that we can like feature that's in the shop and things that we work with our hands. So yeah. Again, I'm Jay. This is Jason. No, wait. Are you Jason?
Okay. Yeah, I'm Jason.
Okay, I'm Robbie. Yeah. But anyway, check everything out in the carousel below. Have a happy Father's Day, and we will be back here with 22 Words live Friday with Vartui and Jenna at 2:00 on our normal podcast, and we have another Father's Day blowout sale. So thank you, everybody, for joining. Thanks to you guys, everybody who followed us today, and we will see you soon. Awesome.
Bye, guys.